to tell me your name?
You only need a name if you want to talk to people. If you don't, then what good is it? That's why I don't need one. Nor do I ever want one again.
You're definitely the one I'm looking for. The man without a name. That's you.
It's true, I've been nameless for many years. But am I the one you seek? Who knows? Who knows anything for certain in this dying world?
I guess we can skip the introductions then. I've got a question for you. The reason I wanted to talk to you is because I'm looking for a journal. It belonged to Ranulf.
Ranulf's journal? Why? What do you want with a thing like that?
Nothing. It's not for me. He asked me to find it for him. I'm just doing him a favor.
I thought this day would come. After 2 centuries, I'd hoped he'd given up. But when has a man like me ever gotten his way in this miserable world? So much water under the bridge.
What did you say?
You say Ranulf asked you to do this for him. Is that true?
That's right. He did.
Then go to Usnan. A woman named Durin has what you're looking for. When you see her, hand her this letter. Tell her that Reddick sent you.
Reddick. So that's your name.
It was centuries ago. Anyway, you tell Orin who sent you, and she'll help you out. Orin liked to watch the trains go by. She would sit and watch for hours. You'll probably find her near the overlook in Usnan, where you can see the tracks.
So, making a triumphant return.
You again.
Wait, can you hear me? I'm getting your feelings.
Buzz off, Hope. He does like to talk, that one. But jeepers, that was some showdown. Didn't go like I thought.
How so?
Okay, pop quiz. You get a special treat if you can tell me who showed Noel the Oracle Drive recording.
I'm guessing you?
Boy, I really underestimated the Shadow Hunter. I never expected he'd sabotage the prophecy himself.
After you went to all that trouble to set it up, my heart bleeds for you.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I didn't want it to go down any more than you. I'm happy it didn't. The world in that prophecy wasn't real. It was just a pretty fake. Like this god of yours, Benevelza. You know he's not omniscient. There's some things even he can't see.
Things he can't see. Things like this?
Oh, you're sharp as a knife, aren't you? When did you get to know so much about things? Still, I wonder if God knows his servant has her own agenda.
You don't know what you're talking about. There.
Well, it's that time again. Once upon a time, Noel was one of the leaders. He helped us in the struggle against the chaos. When the Order took the reins of power, he went underground, but he didn't disappear. He worked from the shadows to help keep the peace.
If the prophecy in the Oracle Drive is true, then maybe I should have died. That would be the best if it brings out the best possible future for everyone.
I'm not so sure about that. The moment you die, you'll have failed in your mission as savior. And that, in turn, means you could not save Noel's soul. What would happen to him then?
You're saying those images in the Oracle Drive weren't real? Those scenes where everyone looked so happy and safe? They were no more than just a pretty fake.
They were just pictures. There's no way to see into the hearts of the people you saw in them. That wasn't very nice, now was it? What you did to poor Mog? It looked like it hurt.
I couldn't help it. I just reacted out of instinct. I don't go in for people hugging me or Moogles, even if I'm glad to see them.
I think you actually enjoyed the hug. You just lashed out to cover your embarrassment. Am I right?
Hope, you better drop it. You're treading on dangerous ground now.
Vanille and Fang turned into a giant crystal pillar, and together they held up an entire world. We were all supposed to be in it together, but in the end, the entire burden fell on their shoulders. So you see, they have to be helped. We don't have any choice. We owe them.
That's odd. Why isn't anyone answering the phone?
Please pray and thank Almighty God for allowing us to see another dawn.
What? Who is this? Who am I talking to?
Thank goodness. My name is Louise, and I'm being chased by some people.
You're being chased? All right, stay calm. Do you know where you are?
I'm by the North Station, right outside the graveyard. Ah!
A ghost was spotted in the area where that woman was killed. Everyone's talking about it. My friend claims to have seen something strange late at night, but I'm not so sure I believe her.
I hope you can make everyone... You did a fantastical job, Lightning!
Somebody! Help! Please help! They're after me. Is anybody there?
Louise? Is that you? Are they still after you?
Oh, is that you again? The girl who answered earlier? Those people chasing me? I lost them once, but they're back!
Looks like they don't know when to give up. Where are you? Do you see anything familiar around you?
I see the cathedral nearby, and lots of people walking around the area.
Scream for help to get their attention. I'll try, but I can't promise I'll make it there in time.
Okay, I'll do that, but...
Don't you think the timing of the call was a little odd? It's like the phone rang when I got close.
Maybe they have eyes on that place. I think you should go and see if she's okay, though. She sounded scared.
Rumor has it the victims of the children's rituals come back to haunt the area at night. I want to see it for myself, but I'm not stupid enough to walk around after dark.
The phone again? Be careful. This might be...
Hello? Hello?
Louise, is that you? Are you okay?
Oh, thank goodness. I was hoping you'd answer. I'm sorry I ran away without waiting for you.
I'm just glad you're all right. What happened?
Well, I managed to get away from those people from before, but now... I think I'm lost.
Let me get this straight. You're not hurt, just lost. And they're not chasing you anymore, the people that were after you before?
Yes, thank you. I'm all right now.
Look around you. Do you see any landmarks? Can you describe what you see?
I see a bunch of shops nearby.
How far from the South Station are you?
Pretty far, I think. I didn't think about where I was going. I just ran. It's kind of messy here with a bunch of little streets.
All right, I'll come find you. Stay there. Don't move an inch.
Okay, I'll stay here. And,
Yeah?
I promise this isn't a hoax. You might not believe me, but I really need your help. I swear I'm telling the truth. I'll be waiting for you. I hope you'll come and find me. If you don't come,
Louise? Louise! What was she trying to tell me?
I realize this is out of the blue, but, you don't happen to be looking for a little girl named Louise?
I am. How did you know that?
Well, a good guess. I've fallen for her old pranks myself once or twice.
Pranks?
Yeah, she's a bored little girl with too much time on her hands. No one around here takes her seriously anymore. Think about it. I mean, she's been living here for several hundred years. Several hundred years. I mean, how easily could she get lost?
Of course. Just because she sounds like a child. No child in this world is truly a child any longer.
And even if she is lost, I mean, it's not as though she's hurt or in any kind of danger or something. I'm sure someone will help her out.
Hope, what do you think? Is this just another one of her famous pranks? The way she got cut off seemed real.
She could have done that herself, for all we know. Just add to the drama.
There was something in her voice, a real desperation. Whatever the case, I'm gonna find her. She's somewhere far from the South Station. Did she say messy little streets?
I saw a woman with rose-colored hair around these parts the other night. Quite mysterious. She seemed to have been inspecting the crime scene. There was something almost ethereal about her presence. She was something.
A lot of strange rumors are going around. People are whispering about ghosts and ghouls, of being haunted by dead girls. You don't believe them, do you?
I like to keep an open mind. If the stories are true, I'd like to help those people. They died because of me.
I hear rumors of the murder victims returning from the beyond. You know, the ones killed by the children of Etro. Apparitions go against the Order's beliefs. I suspect this is all nothing more than a wild rumor fanned by superstition.
As much as I hate to say this, you're not omnipotent. As the Savior, you don't have the power to save the dead.
Yeah, I know the extent of my own powers, Hope. But now...
Welcome to our village. Arius is its name, and it's home to the finest sheep in the wildlands. You haven't heard of our sheep? Well, that's all right, I suppose. Not everyone has. If there's anything you want to know, about sheep or otherwise, you just ask me. Except, I charge a fee for every question. But I guess I could offer you a special deal. 1 million gil. How does that sound? If you don't like it, then scram! It's a joke, sweetie. I do it to all our visitors. It makes them feel like part of the Arius family.
Do you know about our Dr. Sheep? He's the Wildlands resident expert on fuzzy sheep.
Wait! Oh, blast your fuzzy hides! Where are you going? Come back, please! This is a calamity! What shall I do? What shall I do?
Having some trouble?
Trouble? I'd say. Some of my flock has fled. They've never done this before. What set them off? And of all the times for it to happen, a disaster, I say.
Let me get this straight. It's my fault your sheep ran off, and so it's my job to bring them back?
Well, I realize you meant no harm, of course, but yes, if you're volunteering, please bring my sheep back.
Well, what do they look like?
3 in total, and you'll know them when you see them. They were raised on my own patented formula and grow much larger than normal sheep. It will be a simple matter to give them a scare and drive them back home where they belong. Do this for me and I will be most grateful, and I will offer you a special reward as thanks.
I'll look forward to it.
You should, because it will be in the form of my world-famous fuzzy sheep milk. It's no ordinary milk, let me tell you. Packed with nutrients, creamy and delightful it is. And with 3 sheep, there'll be a lot of it. On behalf of my sheep, I thank you. As promised, I present you with my sheep milk, the likes of which you won't find anywhere else. Just have to milk them. Hang on. There you go. Go on, take it. It's all for you. I tell you, if you hadn't found them, it would have been years of research down the drain.
Okay, so you're a scientist then, not just a sheep farmer?
Yes, exactly. Sheep's milk. That's my specialty. I carefully selected wild specimens and bred them for generations. I fed them a special formula I've refined over the decades, caring for them night and day. At long last, I had the fine, creamy milk I sought. And now I have the inestimable honor presenting the fruit of my labor to you, the one chosen by the Angel of Valhalla.
Chosen by the Angel, huh? So, what makes you think that's me?
Oh, I can put 2 and 2 together easily enough. The reports of a white chocobo, the growing tide of chaos and monsters, all are clear signs that the end of the world is upon us. Not only that, amidst all the portents, I hear rumors of a young woman warrior with rose-colored hair, a description that matches that of the white chocobo's master in some of the tales. And just as I was pondering that, you show up. Why, it had to be destiny.
It could be a lot of things, but you believe what you want.
Oh, I will. I have long known that the milk I made here would change the fate of the world. You are the one chosen by the Angel. You changed the world with every encounter, with every decision. Our meeting here was no accident.
A man in Polta who was calling out your name. He seemed ill. I don't suppose you know him.
What? You ran into Taylor? He was in a bad state, wasn't he? Remember the medicine I had you gather ingredients for? I didn't tell you, but it's for him.
You haven't given it to him?
Not yet, but I have a reason. You see, the problem with this medicine is that it only works immediately after it's been concocted. I thought of heading to Polta with the ingredients and brewing it there, but unfortunately the village doesn't have the facilities or equipment I need.
So you're saying that you can only make it here, but at the same time he needs to take it soon after it's made. If you want, it's definitely worth giving it a shot. I might make it in time on my chocobo.
What? You would do that for me?
I can't promise I'll get there fast enough, but if you're willing to try, so am I. Can you mix up a batch now?
Of course I can. If you'll just give me a minute, I'll prepare some right away. I'll bet my reputation that I can fix that curse.
Curse? I thought he had some kind of illness.
It's a curse.
Who are you?
Cardesia sent me. Here, she brewed this for you.
Did you say Cardesia? Oh, finally. I can say goodbye to this cursed life. You don't know how relieved I am.
Just hush and drink it down.
Please, can you tip it toward my mouth so I might have a sip? The goddess is waiting for me.
What do you mean?
Never mind that. Please, I just need a little taste. I've been waiting so long for this. What? Oh, why am I still alive? Is this not poison?
Poison? No, it's medicine.
She didn't tell you anything, did she? Cardesia has felt nothing but hatred toward me all these years. And why wouldn't she? I killed the love of her life. So I told her, if she ever wanted to have her revenge, all she would need to do is to conjure up some poisonous brew and hand it to me. When you approached me with the concoction, I thought it was finally my time to die. If taste could kill, I'd be dead in a second. But this poison has no effect on me. She must be losing her touch.
Why are you so convinced that she was trying to poison you? Maybe the medicine is what she said it was, something to lift the curse from you.
Nope, no way. I've lived a long, long life. There's no way Cardesia would help me see more days. Not after what I did to her. Or perhaps her plan isn't to kill me, but to keep me alive so I can live with the guilt of my deeds. What do you think?
How would I know? All I can say is this. After taking her medicine, you're looking less pale. You seem to be breathing a lot easier, and your pain has gone. Am I wrong?
Huh? Well, now that you mention it... I wish I knew what was going on inside her head. Why would she forgive me? I killed someone she loved. I thought that drinking this concoction would put us both out of our misery. It was supposed to kill me and bring her peace, knowing she had avenged his death.
If you really want to die, no one's stopping you. But you're still here, which would suggest to me there must have been a reason for you to keep going. You've spent years with this burden of a curse. It must have been harder to live than die, but you did choose life. Maybe you were hoping Cardesia would try to kill you. That way you'd escape the pain. But not only that, you'd be free of your guilt. And that would be the only way that she could forgive you. But things have changed. She let you live with the pain, but now she's saved you. I think that means she's letting go of the past.
That's not possible. How could she? Oh, what have I done? Cardesia, my old friend, will you ever be able to forgive me? I beg of you. Being forgiven for such a heinous deed crushes my soul. Oh, killing me would have been far kinder.
I'm with the order. I'm inspecting the clock tower.
That's where they hung the dummy. You didn't happen to see if they left anything else behind, did you?
Thankfully, nothing dangerous was uncovered. In any case, this clock is fine. Job done.
But there's a problem?
There is. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the clocks in town are all set to this one. Well, if I want to go the extra mile, I really should check the other ones too. Make sure they're all ticking right. Problem is, I have to stay right here and keep an eye on this one. If only there were someone else to check the others.
But there isn't, and so you're stuck. Why are you so worried about the clocks anyway? What's the big deal?
It's hard to explain. I have this irrational fear that keeps creeping into my head. That should the clocks ever stop, then that'll cause everything else to, too. Time, the world, everyone. Finished. I have to know that all the clocks are ticking. I hate to ask, but could you check them for me? It would certainly help put my mind at ease.
Sure. How many are there in this city?
Miss Mighty Save. The fragments were scattered all. You'll have to search. Oh, I'm gonna be late.
Wait a minute. I can't believe it. You found 3 of the fragments already?
Bonabelza. Come, all! Join us in prayer!
Excuse me. I don't know. A beautiful warrior.
Trust in our God, Bonabelza, for he will never...
Careful, lady.
My fellow disciple.
Unless you're very sure of yourself. Monsters will emerge when night falls.
We must pray every God descend. The Warren was once a delightful part of the city.
The clocks are all ticking happily away. I hope you can relax now.
Thank you. If I had failed to inspect the clocks and they had stopped, I don't know what I would have done. I would have felt responsible for the world coming to an end. I wouldn't have been able to keep living, not with that kind of guilt on my shoulders.
I'm glad I could put your mind at ease, but remember, the end is still coming, you know. A lot sooner than you think.
That's encouraging.
What can I say? It's inevitable.
Yes, I do know that. But that's the reason why I care for the clock so much. I don't want to wait for the Savior to come and do all the work.
Why is that? You don't trust her?
No, it's not that. When the world ends, I want to be absolutely sure. I want to be 100% certain that I finished the task that I was meant to do.
No regrets, is that it? No feeling you left your job unfinished?
Yes, that's exactly right. No regrets. Even if the Savior doesn't show up to save the whole of mankind, I can face the end with pride.
Maybe not everyone needs to be saved by God. Maybe completing your duty is the way to salvation. You look like you have troubles. Something on your mind there?
No, not really. Just, lost in my thoughts. Thinking about an old friend.
Oh?
He passed away, unfortunately, a while back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, my name is Armand. Would you have some time to spare? I have quite a story to tell about him.
Sure. Tell me about him.
He was a reporter. A firm believer that the pen was mightier than the sword. A do-gooder. Believed he could save people by exposing the evils and hypocrisies of society. Naive, maybe, but full of determination.
Being naive's better than having no ideals at all.
Agreed. At first, he was just a regular beat reporter for a local paper. His articles were mainly about the local stores and great discounts they were offering that week. You know, little tidbits to help people out in their daily lives. As you can tell, nothing worthy of the front page. But one day, a great opportunity fell into his lap.
He got assigned a big story.
You're one step ahead of me. But that's enough storytelling for one day. The rest will have to wait for another time.
My ball's on the roof. It's too high for me to reach. How do I get it down? My ball! Thank you! Wow, you can climb anything, can't you?
What are you doing here all by yourself?
I'm waiting for my brother. He's a bounty hunter. He left to fight a really scary monster that came out of the chaos. He went to kill it with some friends a while ago.
And he hasn't come back?
No, and it's already been 5 days.
That's a long time. Look, I know you're worried about him, but you have to take care of yourself, too. It wouldn't do your brother any good if you got yourself killed out here.
I'm okay. Besides, it's my job to wait right here till he comes back. He's really strong. I know he'll be back soon.
I'm sure he will be. If I see him around, I'll tell him you're waiting for him and that he should hurry home.
Thanks. Now that I have my ball back, I have something to play with until he gets here. Don't worry about me. I'm okay on my own. Thank you again for my ball.
Another disaster! Those woolly-headed ovine have done it again! What goes on in those tiny heads of theirs? Why do they do this?
Sounds like you have more sheep trouble.
I'd say I do! The fuzzy sheep have effected a mass escape! Every single one of them gone!
Doctor, you must calm down.
What? Oh, sorry. You could hear me from over there?
They could hear you back in Luxarian, I'd say.
Oh, it's just I'm so upset. This young lady is Millie, a good friend of mine. Now, Millie, did you need something?
Nothing. It's just that, well, I think I know why the sheep ran away.
You do? Pray tell.
Last night, I heard some kind of ruckus around the pens. I couldn't tell what it was, but I'm thinking it must have put the sheep into a panic. Maybe it was some kind of monster, and it tried to get at the sheep.
I see. So the sheep were terrorized by the occurrences of the night. Something reminded them of it, and they bolted en masse. Well, that certainly would explain their behavior. But I'm no closer to getting them back. It is near impossible to herd a whole flock of panicked sheep. The only thing that could drive them back is something bigger and scarier than what they saw in the night. Something like a chocobo.
Right. I thought this would come to me. You want me to round up your flock. Not that it would be a bad idea. My chocobo needs to stretch his legs.
Words are not enough to express the depth of my gratitude, but thank you.
Don't lose him again.
Indeed, that mystery remains unsolved. Why did they flee in the first place? Millie suggested that a monster put a scare into them. She's nowhere to be seen. That's not like her.
Things to do, maybe?
Yes, perhaps, but I'm a bit worried. She seems a little troubled in recent days.
If I see her, I'll talk to her.
I'd be grateful if you did. Ah, I almost forgot the most important thing of all. I must present you with your just reward. Perhaps this means nothing, but do you ever get the feeling you're being watched? I do.
What was I thinking? I'm a fool.
What are you talking about?
Well, all right, I'll confess. It was me who did it. I was the one who made all the sheep run away like that. There was no monster. There never was. In the dead of night, I saddled up a chocobo and rode around the pens, whooping and shouting.
And that's what panicked the sheep? But why would you do that?
Well, it's complicated. You see, I really wanted to give Dr. Sheep a reason to talk to you.
So that's what this has been all about. Wouldn't it have been easier to just introduce us, like normal people do?
He's been excited ever since he heard about your arrival in the Wildlands. But he's terribly shy, the doctor. He'd never be able to just approach a stranger, no matter how much I prodded him. Not in normal circumstances, it just wasn't going to happen, so I came up with a plan. I had to make him desperate enough that he'd totally need your help. Then he'd have to talk to you.
So you chased away all the sheep. That threw the doctor into a total panic. You figured that in his desperation, he'd forget his shyness and talk to me.
It does sound crazy looking back on it, but it worked. Except that since then, the sheep have been incredibly nervous and high-strung. Any little thing is enough to set them off stampeding out of their pens and into the wilderness.
Cannot be good for them.
I know, I feel terrible about the whole thing. All I wanted to do was help the doctor, but instead I've made him worried sick. Not to mention, years of research almost went down the toilet.
If you're really sorry, you should tell the doctor what you did.
No, I couldn't. what if he ended up hating me?
If you don't, he's gonna keep worrying about what scared his sheep in the first place. Are you okay with that? You care for each other, don't you? Then tell him the truth.
Care for each other? What do you mean? That is to say, yes, we do, but...
You said it yourself. He's a very shy man, but he talks to you easily enough. Seems to me he thinks of you as something more than just a colleague. Just talk to him. He'll understand.
All right, I will. Thank you so much. You've been so kind to me, despite all the trouble I caused you.
Huh. So, you're growing Tantal greens, are you? You can eat them yourself, or feed them to your favorite chocobo. Well, let me tell you, it's a fickle plant. I haven't seen many people grow them as successfully as you have. Where'd you learn all this?
From Sarala at Canopus Farms.
Oh, Sarala, you say? I couldn't be more proud of my granddaughter. She is something, isn't she? She's got quite the green thumb, thanks to good genes.
Huh. She never mentioned she had a grandfather.
Oh, did I say my granddaughter? Slip of the tongue. What I mean is, Sarala's she's the granddaughter of someone I know. Anyway, how is her father doing? That Cole can be quite difficult.
Well, her father...
Say no more. If he's anything like I remember, he's gone wandering off, leaving her to tend to the fields again, all by herself. Yeah, he doesn't do much anymore. Sarala's the one who's been taking care of everything. I wonder, between my Tantal greens and her Gazal greens, which is more delicious? Now that's a question. If only I could taste both at the same time, then I'd know once and for all.
Do you want me to bring you some of Sarala's greens? Is that it?
If you'd be so kind, I'll make it worth your trouble. How about in exchange, I let you use this field?
All right. I'll be back.
You're much too kind. Thank you. Oh, you're back. What do you have there? Are those Gazal greens from Sarala's farm? I wanted to do this for a long time. Now I can finally find out whose greens are better. Why, these are absolutely delicious.
Are they better than yours?
Yeah, there's no question about it. My Tantal greens don't even compare to her delightful and scrumptious Gazal greens. Sarala was so small when I last saw her, and now she's all grown up. She doesn't need Cole anymore.
You seem to know a lot about her and her father. You're not related, are you? Maybe an uncle or something?
It's a little more complicated than that. Nevertheless, now I can pass away without worry, knowing that she can take care of herself. That's all I wanted. Anyway, the field is yours to use as you please. The field is yours to use as you like.
Poor Sarala. I heard the news about her father's death. But something doesn't quite make sense. I was in Arius and saw a man who looked just like Cole. But Cole is dead, so it couldn't have been him, right? Just someone who looks like him.
We still call ourselves a research team, but it doesn't mean much now. By the way, do you mind if I ask you a favor?
What exactly do you want?
I'm sorry to do this to you again, but I need more herbal ingredients. But this time, it's not for a dog.
Someone in the camp is sick?
They're not for me. Dr. Sheep over in Arias has been looking for certain ingredients for years. And I want to help him, if I can.
You know each other?
Not exactly, but I thought it would be a good way to introduce myself.
I get the picture. You've admired him from afar, and you think this will get him to notice you. Go on. Tell me I'm wrong.
No. I mean, you make it sound so underhanded.
If you say so. Short story is, you want to give the doctor a surprise present. Might be fun. I'll help.
You will? Thanks. It's just not something I could do on my own. Here, this is what I'm looking for. Frankly, everyone's forgotten what we were supposed to research. Thanks. This will be the perfect way to introduce myself. I've dragged other people into helping me with this, so I can't back out of it now. I am going to visit Dr. Sheep right away.
Do you need a cure?
I hear you got the medicine to Caleb in time.
Yes, but what's this about you trying to poison him?
Oh, he told you about that. Let me explain everything from the beginning. I've known Caleb since we were kids. We called ourselves the Three Musketeers, and we were inseparable.
1 and 1 makes 2. Who was the third?
Someone very special. Caleb's best friend, and the boy I eventually fell in love with. Sadly, the Three Musketeers didn't last very long after that. When Caleb found out about us, he was so hurt. Much more than I thought he'd be.
Oh, Caleb killed him, didn't he?
Yes, in a fit of rage or grief. I lost the love of my life, and shortly after, Caleb became cursed with a disease. Over time, it caught up with me, too. It's hard to believe we were all such great friends.
I don't know what to say.
It's all right, really. I'm okay now. Things have been going well since then. To prove my point, I got to meet your beautiful angel, didn't I?
Yes? What can I do for you?
Nothing. I'm here to help you. Here, I've brought you these.
Are these what I think they are? Yes! All the natural ingredients I've been searching for. This will advance my research immeasurably. I am in your debt, young lady, whoever you might be.
You really don't know who I am, do you?
No, I'm afraid not. Should I? Have we met before? I am terrible with people's faces, you know. Now, if you were a sheep...
I guess it's not you after all. You can't be Deet. If you were, you'd surely remember me.
Did you say Deet? How do you know my real name? Wait, are you... Can it be? Are you Tilda, my sister?
Deet! It is you! I knew it!
Just a second. You two are long-lost siblings? You're actually Dr. Sheep's sister?
Yes, yes! We got split up hundreds of years ago. It happened back when the chaos first poured into the world. I never thought I'd find you out here. I mean, when I first saw you, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was so long ago, after all.
Yes, I could say the same. Why, I'd long given up hope that you were still alive. But I don't understand. Why didn't you come to me right away?
I was afraid. I didn't know what I'd do if you weren't really my brother. No one knew your name, either. Everyone called you Doctor. So, I just waited.
Until you found an excuse to approach him.
Yes. Although if I had to be totally honest with myself, the fact is, I was just putting it off for as long as I could.
It's your fault, Doctor. Now how could you forget your own sister's face?
But I didn't. I mean, I did, but I thought she was dead. She looked familiar, but I had no reason to expect my sister to be here. It was inconceivable.
Deet, I looked for you for so long.
And I too, dear sister. I'm sorry. I should have known it was you right away.
It's all right. I'm just so happy that you're alive. I can't believe it. It's like a dream come true.
Dearest sister, it's been far too long. We have a lot of catching up to do.
So, is this what you need?
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Cole.
Shh. I told you. No one's supposed to know I'm alive.
Oh mon Dieu, pardonnez-moi. I'm so sorry.
Ah! What are you...
We meet again, Cole of Canopus Farms.
Well, you found me out.
So, it was you all along.
I'm sorry, young lady. I didn't mean to make you part of the deception. Tell me, when poor Sarala read my letter, did she shed a tear for her father?
She did more than that.
I suppose she was inconsolable. She's still just a child. She lost her mother when she was too young. For a long time, it's just been the two of us. And that's the whole problem, see? She's grown too dependent on me. Always needing me to look after her. She's got to learn how to stand on her own 2 feet. I can't look after her forever. Kids have to strike out on their own eventually. She's a skilled farmer, and she's done wonders with that field. I know she can make it on her own, but she doesn't believe she can. I thought the best thing for her would be if I just disappeared. Faked my death and left her life for good. A nice clean break.
For who?
Huh?
You say it's for your daughter's sake, but it's not just about her now, is it? Or will you tell me I'm wrong?
No, I cannot tell you that. Yes, I have another reason. I've wanted to leave the village for a long time now. I have to go on a journey, you see, to find my wife. Gone these many years.
Your wife? And Sarala's mother?
Yep. She disappeared years ago. Most folk have given up on her and figure she must be dead by now. She's gone, Cole, they tell me. They try to convince me to let her go. As if I could. I know she's alive. Somewhere out there.
Hope springs eternal.
You mocking me? You think I'm wrong?
I've lost family too. My younger sister. Every hour I pray to see her again.
Then you understand how I feel.
Yes, and I think Sarala will as well. If you explain to her why you have to go, she'll give you her blessing. You don't need to fake your death. Why make her grieve anymore?
I don't want to hurt her. But you're wrong. She'd refuse to let me go. It's better this way. It's what she needs. I mean, look at me. It wasn't until my father passed that I learned to fend for myself. I still miss him, though. He was a stubborn bastard, no doubt about it, but by God, he knew about growing veggies. I relied on him for everything, right up until the day he died. Now, I've got to go. You have to promise me to keep this a secret. Don't you blab to Sarala. I've got a long journey ahead of me, and I need to pack my saddlebags.